Michigan. I was in Michigan. Actually, that's not true. Yesterday I was in Illinois and Indiana. Chicago specifically was where I went. I don't know why I did that. This is Holland, Michigan. Now that we have plans to move, I don't really like taking walks in Grand Haven anymore. It feels a little too sad mixed with too tempting to just choose the easy path and not make the changes I know my soul and heart wants to make. It's really sad when laziness is tempting for you. Like the easiest option, not even of like buying a house in Grand Haven, but of just literally continuing to rent where we live and just never moving. I think I have a real I don't know. I think I have a very split energy because I think I do really like a lot of movement and change and trying new things. But I like the easiest versions of it, not saving up tons of money and going to like Southeast Asia, but just like making sure you have money or a credit card or something and just jumping in the car and having some free time. And I only recently started like doing them as a more formal thing. In the old days I used to apply to artist residencies, and that's a lot of forms and following the rules of others. And then I realized or I could just like have my own sabbaticals and artist residencies. I could just like save up some money, like $500 or something, and just do a very cheap little Airbnb for a weekend or something, or even a hotel room, like literally, because I just write songs like on a Casio. Like I don't need very much, or on a ukulele. Like I don't need much to be creative and retreat from my current life. That's what a writing retreat is you're retreating from your current surroundings and you're choosing other surroundings. And I guess it wouldn't work if I were an indoor person and wanted to just like stay in the hotel the whole time, but it's more like to give yourself a sleeping place somewhere else, and then you kind of float around and see other areas. This is just 30 minutes from where I live right now. But we've lived in that house for almost 5 years now, and so more and more, especially in the last year, with quarantine, but I think the year before too, I've found myself really picking up steam with like almost every single weekend, if not maybe every other, needing to like change my point of focus, like just go drive an hour away. And I used to choose lots of different directions, and then I noticed I started always choosing south along the lake, like back towards Chicago, back towards where my family lives, although I would sometimes go north to like imagine living up by Route 22, or as we called it, Highway 22, M22, Petoskey area, Bel Air, Traverse City. But winters finally taught me that I'm not made for up there. But I met some really good people up there over the years. So anyway, I don't really have much to say today. I just wanted to be in another place, feel my feelings, journal. I did post quite a few things today on my Instagram and YouTube, so today's a pretty heavy day for me. I posted about God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Tao Te Ching, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now and a New Earth, Pema Chodron, sort of like how the Bible makes me really anxious, but also about, how certain other spiritual teachings don't conflict at all, and I need lots of methods. Even The Secret, like as long as I don't use it to like try to get $1 million or something. Like if I'm using The Secret to just keep my focus on positive thoughts, the idea of like, if we're gonna get what we constantly think about, like if you are always thinking really negative things, your life might end up feeling very negative. But I'm such a baby on these topics. Like I don't have anything deep to impart to you right now on those topics. Like I choose that used to be one of my obsessions, is wanting to become like my heroes who did TED Talks or whatever. And now I don't want to become like them. I just need to learn from them and then write songs. And don't really know what my YouTube channel is. I think it's been a weird vlogging therapy tool. But I hope it's helped you. I'm caught up now to the trauma point. I posted the gross, I almost said rapey. It's not rapey. I mean, well, it kind of was. The thing in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin with the abusive guy that I dated in college. He was kind of date rapey, actually, in hindsight. So, anyway. It's a very weird thing to heal from trauma, because the process of letting something go sometimes involves really staring it in the face and saying, I'm done. But if you spend too long doing that, then you're not really letting it go. You're not really saying I'm done. If you keep staring at it and you keep saying I'm done, the words are not the truth. The action is the truth. The fact that you're still staring at it saying that you're done means you're not done. The truth of your scenario is, I am standing here, I am staring at you, trauma, and I am asserting that I'm done, but that's just continuing to be engaged in it. So that's where law of attraction, even as a Christian, comes into play for me, because law of attraction says, like, you get what you focus on. So, like, quit focusing on it. And you can't quit doing something. Like, as I just demonstrated or illustrated through that image or metaphor, idea, you know, you're doing the thing that you're doing. Like, I can't use YouTube to get myself to stop YouTubing. I either just begin one moment at a time to stop YouTubing by doing something else with my time. You know, time is more like a canvas than I think we talk about, you know. So all of this, like, it's kind of like people, oh gosh, what book was it in? I think it's actually in The Secret, that says you can't be anti-war. You can only be pro-love or pro-peace. And you can be anti-war, but what they're saying is, like, that it doesn't work. If you're anti-war, then your life is about war. Your life is talking about war. Your life is using the word war. It just doesn't work to be anti-something. So if you want to make a change in your life, you have to be pro things. So I can't say I'm pro trauma healing, because I'm still bringing up trauma all the time. I could say I'm pro healing. I could say things like, all humans have some sort of trauma, if I want to. If I want to keep using that word. But I could just be pro healing. I could be pro, even healing in a way acknowledges that there's a wound. So I could just be pro peace, or pro softness, or pro growth, or pro love, or pro pretty much anything. I mean, the sky's the limit. So if that helps you, it certainly helped me. I really like Holland a lot. I feel like in a different timeline I would have lived here. My someday sister-in-law, who knows? I mean, who knows if we'll get married, but I hope so. Someday. Oops, now you know. But she lives here with her family. So I have a someday nephew. No, we kind of call him my nephew already. But he lives here. And it's a good little town. It's not that I think alternate timelines are real per se. I'm not even trying to get into quantum theory. It's more that I know there were some moments in time that caused me to spiral out and caused some wounds in my life. Not even all my fault. Some of them from the people around me and their traumas and problems and ways they attracted things into our collective life that didn't serve me. And then through spinning out and spiraling and kind of ripping apart some things I had built, I think I created some real wounds in my current life, just even in 2018 and 2019, through just kind of reliving some trauma and not really making the best choices interpersonally with some people, whether I had envy or fear or insecurity. And I think it's possible at any stage of our development to grow and then regress and grow and then regress. And so there's a part of me that thinks that I could have ended up living here and been very happy. Would have had a Grand Rapids little hub, and yeah, anyway, so Holland's cool. I like it. Oh, and I'm right by the theater that we used to play at, the Park Theater. We played quite a few shows there. Open mic type things mostly, but featured artists. We had our name on a little marquee, Cloudlight and Jessica and the Rainbow, and that was cool. Anyway, this is like a very, very, very miniature little like Central Park kind of, not at all like Central Park, more like a, you know, just like a city park surrounded by buildings, and I've always loved parks that look like that. Anyway, that just made me miss New York a little, although I honestly like the size of this town. Very cute. Holland is, I don't even know, maybe it's like a 100,000 person city. I'm not honestly sure. It's pretty sprawling, but it has a really cute downtown too. I'm gonna go. I'm not trying to promote Holland, Michigan, although it is where Sufjan Stevens went to college, and pretty, I was gonna say in love with or obsessed with him, but I'm not really. I just consider him a master, and the Carrie and Lowell album was absolutely life-changing to me. So if you've never listened to Carrie and Lowell, it will strengthen your faith. It will help you deal with death of loved ones, the fear of death, even the fear of not using your life correctly or for the fullness of its possibility, the fear of not being yourself in relationships. Yeah, it's a pretty incredible album. I highly recommend it. All right, I think that's all. Bye for now.